he be coming again.
Hello and welcome to SCV-Arts and Entertainment. I'm Gloria Locke. Today we have a special presentation. March has been called the month of faith when many holidays are celebrated. This year, there's an opportunity to connect different cultures, different languages for 1 minute simultaneously around the world. On John 3:16 Day, celebrated on March 16th at 3:16 p.m., people across the world will pause for the cause of John 3:16. In this special, we talked with the director of the Evangelical Alliance of the United Kingdom via Skype about the inspiring state of the church in the United Kingdom. And here we have our studio guests who have traveled worldwide. Let's first welcome renowned speaker and teacher, Rabbi Gary Derechinsky of Beth Ariel Messianic Congregation. Welcome, Rabbi Gary.
It's great to be here, Gloria. Thanks for having me.
We have something that connects all cultures, and that's John 3:16. What does that mean to you?
Well, John 3:16 is one of the key verses in all of the Bible, right? Because it tells us that God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever would believe in him would not perish but have everlasting life. So as a Jew, this passage is particularly significant to me because it focuses on the promised Messiah and what he would provide for us. So you look at John 3:16, it tells us a lot of important things that the Bible brings to bear. First of all, it tells us about God. For God so loved the world, right? Mm-hmm. So it introduces us to what the Bible is all about. It's about the God of creation. You know, I think of Genesis chapter 1. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. And so throughout the Bible, we're being introduced to the living God of the universe. And John 3:16 reiterates his presence. So in this one passage, we really are told what the Bible is all about, why we're here and what God intends to do for us.
How has that played out in your travels around the world?
Well, as I've had opportunity to talk with other people about, you know, who Jesus, we like to refer to him as Yeshua, which is his Hebrew name. But as I get an opportunity to talk with people about what the Bible tells us regarding the coming Messiah and his promised appearance, well, John 3:16 helps me to focus in on why he made that appearance.
How do you see this one verse connecting cultures on John 3:16 Day for 1 minute when people just stop to reflect and have reverence for that one verse that is so important and critical?
Yeah, well, the passage says, for God so loved the world. And so there is a reference to all cultures, all peoples, all faiths in a way, in the sense that every individual needs to consider what John 3:16 states. Because if Jesus is the promised Messiah, if he tells us the truth when he said, I am the way, the truth, and the life, no man comes to me unless the Father sends him, and goes on to say, no one comes to him apart from me, well then we need to realize that Jesus is the key to having a living and dynamic and real relationship with the living God of the universe. So it doesn't matter what cultural background, Jesus has come for all people.
That's where we need to hear these the roots of what we learn in church. Where do you teach out here in Santa Clarita?
Twice a month on Thursday evenings, I'm over in Canyon Country on Kenroy Avenue, the racquetball and I guess it's the pool club. I don't know what its name is, but right on Kenroy Avenue, I'm there twice a month. And if anyone is interested, love to have them come out. It's at 7 o'clock.
And how can they contact you?
Well, they can contact me through our website, which would be Beth Ariel, that's the name of our congregation, Beth Ariel Messianic Congregation, bethariel.org. And if they contact us through that, I can let them know exactly where we're located. Also, we have our congregation is located in Woodland Hills, right on Fallbrook Avenue, and we have services there every Saturday morning. And then I've been in contact with Higher Vision Church over here in Valencia. And beginning in April, the first and third Saturday evenings at 6 o'clock, we'll have a service there as well.
Wow.
Yeah, so a lot of great opportunities. to come out, to learn about Jesus from a Jewish perspective, to worship him in a Jewish way, and to just come to a place of great celebration and worship and praise.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I really appreciate you coming and spending a few minutes with us
I'm
today.
glad to be here, Gloria. Thank you.
Yeah. Anything in closing you'd like to share as we wrap today?
Only that as individuals consider John 3:16, as they read that passage, I would challenge them to read it for themselves. And I would just encourage them to pray and just say, Jesus, if you're real, show me and I'll believe. And then read the Word of God with an open heart, beginning with John. And I think as a result, people's lives can be radically changed for the better.
Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us
You're
today,
welcome,
Rabbi
Gloria.
Gary.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. And thank you for joining us for this John 3:16 special. We'll be right back with a glimpse at John 3:16 in the UK Church.
Do you have a minute? On March 16th at 3:16, wouldn't it be out of this world if believers simultaneously shared John 3:16 in their own language?
Ki chen ohev Elohim et ha'olam ad asher natan ba'ado et beno et yechido v'chol ha'ma'amin bo lo yovad ki vo yimtza chaye olam.
لأنه هكذا أحب الله العالم حتى بذل ابنه الوحيد لكي لا يهلك كل من يؤمن به.
John 3:16, For God so loved the world that he gave his one and only begotten Son,
that whoever believes in him shall not perish but have everlasting life.
Kadiata ne doa ondo shimaje. Na ha na wana momomla. Shai antio na neunchijiyo na nade timinga. Banazua o mautoro.
Nítorí Olúwa fẹ́ aráyé tó bíge tí ó fi ọmọ bíbí rẹ̀ kan ṣoṣo fúnni kí ẹnikẹ́ni tó bá gbàgbọ́ má bàa ṣègbé ṣùgbọ́n sí nípẹ̀kun.
Car Dieu a tant aimé le monde qu'il a donné son Fils unique, afin que quiconque croit en lui ne périsse point, mais qu'il ait la vie éternelle.
하나님이 세상을 이처럼 사랑하사 독생자를 주셨으니 이는 그를 믿는 자마다 멸망하지 않고 영생을 얻게 하려 하심이라. 요한복음 3장 16절 말씀. 아멘.
Porque de tal manera amó Dios al mundo que dio a su Hijo unigénito para que aquel que en él crea no perezca, sino
tenga vida eterna.
Dann also hat Gott die Welt gewählt, da wie seinen eingeborenen Sohn gab.
Auf das alle, die an ihn glauben, nicht verloren werden, sondern das ewige Leben haben.
神爱世人，甚至将他的独生子赐给他们，就一切信的不至灭亡，反得永生。
Chukwu hụrụ ụwa n'anya, ya mere o ji zite ọkpara ya. Onye ọbụla kwere na ya agaghị anwụ anwụ, ọ ga-ebi ndụ ogologo.
Hutos gar agapesen, hatheas ton cosmon, hoste ton huian, autu ton monogene, edoken, hina pas apisteion, eis auton, me apeletai al eke zeon ionion.
For God so loved the world that he gave his only Son,
that whosoever believes in him
would not perish, but have everlasting life. That's what we're doing. John 3:16 on March 16th, 2016 at 3:16 p.m. Do you have a minute?
Welcome, Ginny McDonald, Communications Director of the Evangelical Alliance of the United Kingdom. Please give us a little history of the organization.
Well, the Evangelical Alliance started in 1846. This year is our 170th birthday. And the Evangelical Alliance started in London 170 years ago, and Christians got together, regardless of their denomination, to come together and show the church united. Not just the church united for no reason, but the church should be united for mission. So the Evangelical Alliance formed so that we could provide a united voice to the government and to wider society to show that Christians are better together. We are the biggest organisation representing evangelical Christians in the UK. We have around 3,600 churches that are members, around 600 organisations, and around 20,000 individual supporters and members. So we are a big organisation, although we are increasingly growing as well. So that's really exciting.
John 3:16, we know that's a universal verse throughout the church, throughout countries. How has it impacted the churches there? Is it something that is a standard verse in the pulpits today?
But increasingly, I think, particularly in the UK church, we are coming back to that verse that speaks about God's profound love for us, and it speaks about God's amazing welcome to us as well. For God so loved the world that he gave his only Son, that whosoever believes in him might have eternal life. Whosoever believes in him. So in our really diverse culture, with lots of different people, lots of different educational backgrounds, lots of different ethnicities, lots of different socio-economic backgrounds as well, God loves all of us, and he welcomes all of us, no matter what we've done, no matter where we've come from, into a relationship with him.
I understand there's a one nation, a one people commission. Can you tell us how that kind of oversees and how it spreads that verse and the gospel throughout the United Kingdom?
Yeah, so the Evangelical Alliance started the One People Commission in 2011. Previously, we had something called the African Caribbean Evangelical Alliance. And we realised that actually for the church to be united, for us to truly say that we are better together, that there shouldn't be any barriers towards our ethnicity. There shouldn't be the black church over here, the Chinese church over here, and the white church over here. But we realised for us to be able to truly come together that relationships had to be formed first. So the One People Commission is a body of those key ethnic minority leaders, and they meet together quarterly, and they pray together, and they eat together, and they strategize together as well for mission across this nation. It's profound, and it's an increasingly important thing that we're trying to do, which is to break down barriers that exist between ethnicities.
March 16th at 3:16 p.m., where we're just going to pause and pretty much in reverence of the verse, and to say the verse to, in a way, wash the world of the things that separate us. How would that affect the church in the United Kingdom and people in the United Kingdom? What is your thought when you hear that?
Well, I think at any moment when people get together and they pause and they reflect on something, that is a profound symbol of unity. And I think that we're going to be encouraging all of our church members and all of the churches across the UK to just stand in solidarity around this verse. And also pray that we might be inspired again for mission, that we might be inspired to speak to our friends about Jesus and to know that he changes everything.
Is there anything from your heart you would like to share?
One of my favourite verses, it's only a few words in Acts 2, where it talks about all the believers being together in one place. I think that the One People Commission and the Evangelical Alliance as a whole is about unity. It's about not focusing on the things that divide us or the things that separate us, whether they be political things or social things. But actually, what are the things that unite us? The thing that unites us is that we are all made in God's image, and that he calls his church to be united, to be one, so that the world might believe. So my hope and prayer is that the church across the world might be increasingly united.
The full interview can be seen on the316mission.com. My next guest has traveled to the inner core of Iraq and other nations, not on military deployment, but with a heart for whosoever, as stated in John 3:16. Welcome, Madeline Main of Pathlight Ministries.
Thank you, Gloria. Nice to be here.
I'm so glad you're here today.
Thank you.
When I look at all the places that you've been, it pretty much covers the whole continent, the whole world, the whole globe on every single continent. And I'd just like you to share some of the find things that you've seen in all of your travels, especially to Iraq, China, Kenya, Africa, Hong Kong, Spain, Jordan, France, Italy, Austria, Netherlands, Virginia. Okay. What is it like to travel all around and to spread John 3:16?
Let me say, I'm a country girl from the hills of Oklahoma who never thought I would be traveling all over the world. But I had an opportunity in 1987 initially to help take Bibles into China, communist China. And I signed up, and as the time grew close, I thought, uh-oh, do I really want to do this? And I went ahead, and God was gracious, and we landed in Hong Kong, and we were briefed, and they informed us that, you know, if we were stopped at the immigration border, they would take the Bibles from us, and they weren't sure what else would be done.
Right.
So we packed ourselves up, and I had 18 Bibles on my body and several in a valise, and one thing they told us...
Wait.
Yeah.
Bibles on your body. Explain.
Yes.
What does that mean?
Well, I was wearing a long line girdle, and the Bibles are not really large, maybe 3 inches by 4 inches. And I just put them on my body, my back, my chest, and my long line, and just draped my skirt over the Bibles, and we went in 4 ways. Some of us went in by plane, some by bus, some by train, and I went in by hydroboat.
Wow.
Because they thought, well, if some people get in with Bibles, you know, others may not. So I got into the hydroboat and had many opportunities to think, oh gosh, I could be at home eating cookies.
Instead
of doing this, you know. Oh. And so anyway, I got to immigration, and they had told us, people in our group, I think there were 10 of us in our group, they said, don't know each other, don't talk to each other. And so we're standing in line, all kind of thinking, okay, so I get up to the immigration counter. This is the grandness of God. And there was a gentleman there who was causing a ruckus. And so they just pushed me on through immigration. And so that was a very exciting time for me.
Was it the same in Iraq?
We didn't have to smuggle Bibles into Iraq, but Iraq was totally different than anything I had seen on CNN or any of the news media.
And when was this? When did you go to Iraq?
It was a year and a half ago. We had access to all of Kurdistan. There were no warnings about going here or there. The only warning we had was when we had traveled about 2 hours from the border of Kurdistan, they said, we travel in pairs, at least 2 vans, because if you take a particular side road, you will be in the territory of ISIS.
Oh.
And some people have made the mistake and made the wrong turn.
Oh, no.
So anyhow, we were just delighted and happy that the drivers knew their GPS and met people who some understand English fairly well. It was
did you feel like they received the word, that John 3:16, welcoming or reserved?
I would say the most surprising thing I saw was a Bible bookstore on the counter on the corner of a major street. And
yeah.
I had never seen anything like that.
You're a Santa Clarita resident.
Yes, I am.
And you've traveled all these different places.
Yes.
So if you had one thing you could say as we close right now, what would it be?
God loves us all. He wants us all to receive Jesus Christ into our hearts. And people are wonderful. People have the same needs. And Jesus Christ died for us all.
Well, thank you so much. And if people want to contact
Pathlight Ministries,
how can they do that?
.org.
Pathlightministries.org. Well, thank you, Madeline Main, for joining us today.
Well, it's my pleasure. Thank you for inviting me.
And we'll join again on March 16th at 3:16 p.m. to say John 3:16.
Absolutely.
And thank you for watching. We'll be back to close with 2 students from the Santa Clarita Performing Arts. right after this.
It's awesome.
Oh, that's awesome. That is awesome.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm excited. I'm actually going to mark down the date.
Oh, it'd be amazing. You'd be surprised at the amount of people that would turn to the Lord.
It's going to be great. I believe that's great.
I can't wait. I'm going to do that.
I think that's awesome. I think if you could make that happen, it would be wonderful. I can make it happen in my family.
I think anytime we are speaking the word, something great happens.
It can be an amazing grace for the whole world. That experience. I thank you so much for coming here. It was a grace of the Lord.
Welcome, Shaylin. How are you?
Good, how are you? It's great to be here.
I'm so happy you're here. So next gen, you're just doing the thing now. You're how old? 19?
19, yeah.
How do you like the school, first of all?
I love it. Honestly, it's so fun. You get to meet a lot of new people, a lot of great experiences.
Great. And one thing I like about at Santa Clarita School of Performing Arts, and Mike in particular, is that he knows his talent, and when we asked for John 3:16, he sent us you. Social media is a big part of the next generation. What do you feel if how it would share around the world with social media?
You know, I think that if it's on the right platform, if you tweet about it enough, if you Facebook it enough, if you do like just enough spreading of the word, then it can definitely get out there.
All right. Well, thanks for being here today.
Of course. Yeah, no problem.
And let's do a shout out to all. Let's do a shout out to everybody at all the teams and everybody in Santa Clarita on 3. Thank you for watching SCV-Arts and Entertainment.
SCV-Arts TV.
Might I ask you to say John 3:16 in Russian before we get to the song?
Sure. «Ибо так возлюбил Бог этот мир, что отдал Сына Своего Единородного, дабы всякий верующий в Него не погиб, но имел жизнь вечную». Иоанна 3:16.
Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you.
And as we close, thank you from SCV Arts and Entertainment, Yulia.